Hello, friends. Hello, people who are new friends, light workers. If you support my work, if you support me, thank you. I'm totally new to this platform because I have such a deep calling for many years coming to this point, and I have been activated. We are all being activated right now and asked to open our eyes, really, really open our eyes, including our third eye. There's never been a time on this planet than now more ready to receive this shift in energy, in consciousness, in the way things operate, in the lens being cleared of its film. Think of like a dirty lens, always having like filth, and you never cleaning it. And then just passing that lens down from generation to generation to generation. And you're teaching your subgenerations to see through that dirty lens. So this is the undirtying of that lens, if you will, a reprogramming, a system cleanse, okay? And it's necessary. We've been going down a trajectory of humanity that was completely chaotic, not just to emotional body, but to physical bodies, cancers, illnesses. There's a lot of emotional pain that culminates and manifests into a physical ailment, okay? There's a lot of programming that is deprogramming right now. And I just want to slow things down, look at everything the best way that I can teach. I'm being called to teach now. I have been a healer for quite some time. I do something called integrative soul retrieval. It's a completion process, and it's putting yourself back together, okay? That is how I've been healing, just more on a professional level. But I've been doing this my whole life. I've just kind of seen human suffering and seen that I was of an empathic nature. I'm not the only one, right? And I've been doing it in my relationships, whether boyfriend, girlfriends. So I've been doing it on a micro level, but now is when really it's the grander scheme of things. We are waking up. That's what this whole pandemonia is. Okay. Right now, everyone is in a different vibratory field. Everyone's vibrating differently, right? And however you vibrate on a daily basis is how you're going to respond to this frenzy right now, right? Because we are in human form, right? And we can't help but feel the energetic field of others, especially when you go into a store. Like you just try to go to the supermarket you see it, you feel it, right? And you're like, and you could be on a different perspective. You can completely be in your own lane, in a good mood, just neutrality. You're in, and you see it, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, should I worry? It's something that's not happening in the now. Fear plays into the future. That's the not now moment, right? And the best way to be in your now moment, the best way is to let go of the illusion of what's going to happen. Okay? Because we like to hold on to an identity. The ego loves certainty. We love, oh my God, what this is certainty is going to hit us, and what the media is saying is certain. And it's like, no, what the media is saying is not certain. Yes, it's a virus. Okay. But are you whole and complete within yourself? Do you have a connection with spirit? Some people call it divine. Some people call it God. However, whatever word you use, let's call it, I'm going to use the word God. If you're connected, channel into that connection, channel into that trust and that faith and that confidence in God. If you don't really have a savvy relationship with God, just look at the moments in your life where you really, really got signals to turn directions, to change the trajectory of your life. Sometimes people end up getting, let's say an example, an illness. An illness is a great way of waking us up and being like, okay, what should I be aligning more, right? How can I better take care of my body? How can I wake up to a little bit of something bigger that's trying to call my attention? Let's talk about another example, traumas, right? Let's say a traumatic moment in your life. Abuse. Everyone's gone through abuse. I think one of the main things that's being actually uncovered, unveiled, unmasked, almost like a clogged drain that's being unclogged right now is self-worth, right? As a humanity, we've gone through generations, family lineages of just a lot of, if you just look in the 30s, the 20s, the 40s, the 50s, I mean, they used to put like cocaine and children's cough syrup. You know, there used to be no woman's health, if you think about it, when she was pregnant. No woman's health whatsoever. That, you know, they were like, okay, keep drinking. That was unconsciousness. So you can actually compare it to just decades throughout history of people just being unconscious, and we're waking up with every decade. We're waking up, we're waking up, we're waking up, right? We've been going through this like sharpening a pencil almost. We've been going through this sharpening of consciousness throughout the decades. Look at the last 10 years. Look at the last 15 years, okay? The dark forces in this earth, I come from a different viewpoint ever since I was little, okay? But we've been connected to my star galaxy family, and they make contact every day. So I'll be making a little bit more of a confined, straightforward positioning on this. But I have to jump on my camera whenever I can, because everybody knows, or you know, people who are watching, I'm a full-time mom, and I just have to take the opportunity when my baby's asleep right now. Okay, so he's asleep. So this is going up either way. I kind of have to just get it in whenever I can. So basically what's happening on a macro level, okay, you look at all the little different vibrations on earth. Everyone's vibrating differently, right? We're trying to unify in vibration, and we're trying to get out the junk. That junk is those dark forces. The dark forces that have been ruling this planet are greed. The financial collapse in 2008 is a telltale sign of the greed in the financial system, right? And they had to, you know, bailouts and everything like that was something that actually needed to happen in order to get rid of the programming that were infiltrating our system that people worked hard, paid taxes, and, you know, the greedy motherfuckers of the planet were just getting their bonuses, and it was financial collapse, okay? That is greed. That is greed, and greed is an example. The financial reserve, all of that stuff has to go down. I'm not going to open the rabbit hole. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of conspiracy, because I'm more rooted in my love vibration. We need to increase the vibration of love and the fact that we are actually all one consciousness. We're part of something bigger. Just like we know countries in this planet, like we know Europe, Asia, then we know even on a smaller level, different countries, you know, Colombia. I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday, Colombia, Chile, you know, Philippines, what have you. Just same concept. It's a metaphor for the same concept of you knowing all these different countries, right? Just like you know all these different planets, although they don't really touch on it in our school systems because they kind of want to have a blindfold on us, right? So the same way, my viewpoint has always been like the galaxies, and it has increased in the last, I want to say 10 years, since 2011 for me, even more. Different star systems, okay? We have different confederations and different star systems, different multidimensional beings. We are multidimensional beings. We are made of stardust. You have an essence before you're put into a body, okay? So what you're made of is different star families, okay? Sirians, Arcturians, Pleiadians. I'm more of the Pleiadian star family. I've always felt a resonance when I look up at the night sky, and I did a little bit more of meditation where now you can kind of get and receive messages. So in these times, what you need to do is slow down, check in with yourself, right? Where are you vibrationally? Everyone's vibrating differently right now. It's important for you to check in with how you're vibrating, though. Don't go with the Joneses and just, you know, with a blindfold on and just do what people tell you and act, you know, tap into your sovereignty, tap into your power, tap into who you know yourself to be. How do you want to feel? The same way like we're watching something and I want to watch a comedy. I want to watch a romantic film. I want to watch action. You're picking your vibration. It's the same thing. You just pick your vibration of how you want to feel, because the media takeover it's governed by the government, okay? It's media by the government. And from a sociologist perspective, you kind of see the operations of every little pocket in the world, okay? And the operation right now on an energetic level is to cleanse our souls, cleanse our spirits, and get rid of the dark forces that infiltrate the money systems, the government system, the financial system, I already said that, money system, the government system, okay? Even music, hip hop, you know, all that stuff taps into your programming of your brain and how you compute things, how you think. So your vibratory field, a good strategy is check in with your vibratory field, check in with how you're feeling, what frequency are you oscillating at. So we all have a frequency signature that we operate from, right? You just know, like, oh, you can describe your friends, be like, oh, she's always like in a good, she's a free spirit. This person is usually extrovert, outrovert, like things like that. Introvert, out, extrovert. If you can relate it to just how you want to feel, what vibration of movie you want to watch, you can do the same thing. You can check in with your energy. Be like, okay, I'm the frequency of a little bit of nervousness right now. I have anxiety. What am I going to do about that? I'm going to go within. I'm going to be like, when's the first time I what usually brings up anxiety for me, right? Go back to a memory, go back to a memory of when you felt anxiety and what triggers your anxiety. This way, you can start to become still, become present in the moment, pay attention to it, macro lens it out, zoom out, focus in on the event, the traumatizing situation, understand that it was an experience that molded a meaning that you assigned to it. All of a sudden you assigned it to like, oh my God, I'm not worthy. I'm not, no self-worth. I think that's what a lot of people's number one problem is as a whole, as a humanity, as a planet, is self-worth. Okay, a lot of people have this unworthiness feeling, and that is actually starting to flush out. Energetically, we're starting to tap into our power. Energetically, this is so that you can look within. They're trying to take our power away by having us attuned to CNN and all these media, and don't turn on your radio, because even I was listening to La Mega and they started comparing it to a movie. How people are going to go in your house and rob your food. Like, that's so poisonous, so toxic, and so dangerous to listen to. If you are whole and good, and even if you're not, if you have that anxiety and you listen to that, you're going to spiral, because we're third dimensional human beings. As an experience, we're going to get taken by the energies of other people, right? And we're going to forget our sovereignty. We're going to forget our power if we let it. That's the thing. Tap into your frequency, right? So when you're in a vibratory field of panic, check in with yourself, become the observer, or zoom out, look in, be like, I'm going to filter this panic through my frequency, right? Because that is how we have our feelings, our emotions, our feelings, our emotions, the way our perceptions, right? Like the way we perceive things, our perspectives are all shaped by the way we feel, by the way we sympathize, the way, if we have no sympathy, it's all filtered by that frequency, right? And it was all molded by our experiences. So we have to go within now. It's great to flick through Netflix, but you can't do that the entire time. You really have to go within. It's almost like that being in the woods. A lot of people go on yoga retreats, not just yoga, meditative retreats, just to quiet the mind, silence the mind. This is where we all can tap into the emotional human spectrum of stillness, and do it at your leisure. Do it with your pace. Do it with a glass of champagne in a bubble bath, however you want to do it. But face it, this is a purging, a cleansing of the emotional system, because we've been, as a humanity, I've always felt a different resonance, which is why I'm a healer, which is why I wanted to always tap into people's suffering, because I didn't understand why they were suffering. They were trying to pass down that suffering onto me, and I had to be this way. And there's a greater knowledge. We're part of something so much bigger. There's levels of consciousness, and there's more levels and more levels. It's infinite. We live in an infinite universe, infinity. Okay, and beyond, it's more and more. Think about any tribulation you've had. If you get some perspective on it, be like, okay, I feel this way, but then it passes, right? Like, this too shall pass. Like, it passes, and then what? And then what? And then what? And then you just zoom out, keep zooming out, keep zooming out, and then bigger, higher consciousness. Now all of a sudden there is no conflict, because it's so small, that vibration of conflict. It's like there is no conflict, because now we can just start to really become one and mold and meld and understand that my vibration affects your vibration affects my vibration. We're all one, right? Now, as it pertains to these times, it's very normal to be in a frenzy. It's okay. It's our human nature, right? We're a social species. We need love. We need approval. That is those are just basic it's like a survival kit. When a baby's born into a family, it needs love and approval, and it adopts different behaviors from both parents in order to receive these love and approvals. And it actually represses the behaviors and the characteristics that are not approved of. Okay, now is the time to look at those things. We have to really go within. You can't drown yourself in alcohol. You can't, how many brownies can you eat in order to numb this pain? I'm saying it because I've done it. I'm like, yesterday I had a brownie. I'm like, it didn't even taste the same. Like, I didn't even want it because I've been in such connection with my star family, and it just like my DNA is changing. Okay, we're getting our DNA back from a galactic level. It's integrating. Okay, we actually have genes and light codes that respond like a satellite, like antenna into the galaxy. Okay, know this. They don't teach you this in school. Okay, but that's why I'm here, and I'm not the only one. I am not the only one. Okay, I am just but a person. Spirit Love Star. Diana's the name. And if you want to keep supporting me, I will be putting up more videos whenever I can. This is it. Like, I'm a sweater. This is it for now. I have to put this message out, but this is a system cleanse of all the bad, all the ugly, and it's just the beginning. So really just get your strength, and it's okay to be weak, vulnerable, because we all have to cry, and this is an emotional purge. Whatever made you fearful, it might be coming out now, because this is a catalyst to attach to your fear. So fear is going to recognize fear, and you're going to panic, right? But remember, you have to have compassion for yourself, because they're just unresolved fears within the body, and you're just using this coronavirus as a scapegoat. And it's okay. It's fine. It's meant to be. It's supposed to happen that way. You're supposed to get this out. So I want to get this message out and just understand this is eradicating dark forces. Understand vibrational field is how you're going to filter it through via your frequency. So check in with your frequency. Peace and love, everyone.